What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Blue Ranger. And so here we have the Blue Ranger posing out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually see what he comes with. The Blue Ranger does come with two different head sculpts. We of course do get the helmeted head, which looks really nice on the figure. We also do get an unhelmeted head, which looks very much like the actor who portrayed Billy, so I do like that. We get two pairs of hands. We of course do get a pair of fists for the Blue Ranger. He does come with a pair of grip hands for his weapons. We of course do get two versions of the Power Lance. We do get it in its fully extended state where it looks like a staff, and that looks really good. And then we also do get the separate dual wielding Power Lance, which of course still looks really nice. He of course does come with a blade blaster which fits in either of his grip hands and does fit nicely into his side holster. His final accessory is a lightning effect which can attach to the Power Lance, which it's not something I would display him with, but it's good that they did include it with him. Other than that, Billy here doesn't come with anything else, so let's actually move on to his details. So here we have a closer look at the Blue Ranger, and I really do like what Hasbro has done here with this figure. The sculpt on the helmet is done really nicely, and I do like the fact that it's nice and round, that a head can actually fit in here. They did a really good job with the paint, with the exception of the beak of the Triceratops. You can see it's not exactly where it needs to be. Down here it is, but it's shifted over to the side just a little bit. From a distance you don't notice that, but when you get really close up to it, it does stand out like a sore thumb. But you're not going to be seeing it at this close. You're going to be seeing it at something like that, so I'm perfectly okay with that. I do like the fact when the camera can focus that the eyes are done in a gold color. That's a really nice contrast. We have the really nice glossy blue, the metallic silver, and then we have gold eyes. So that looks really good. Like all the other Power Rangers, his head does sit a little bit low on the neck, but for some reason you can pop his head up just a little bit, and I think that looks better. And it's not like all the other Power Rangers where if you were to pop their head up, the head would fall off. You can see I'm holding his head and I'm shaking him pretty vigorously, and the head's not popping off, so I think Hasbro is listening about the heads on the Power Rangers. I guess it's a preference if you want to have his head lower. Me personally, I'm just going to have him with a little bit of extra neck. Now his body here isn't anything we haven't seen before. It's the exact same that we've gotten with the Red Ranger and all the other Rangers, with the exception of the Zeo Rangers. The White Ranger, Green Ranger, the Armored Black Ranger all have this exact same torso, but they all have the shield over it, where the Red Ranger and the Blue Ranger do not. Everything on them is the same, from the shoulders, the butterfly joint, the torso. The only thing separating most of these figures are the gauntlets, where the Green Ranger and the White Ranger had unique gauntlets. All the other Rangers have the same design right here, and the paint is really clean. I am really glad that Hasbro is doing a really good job with these figures. Otherwise, I would be losing my mind. You can see they do have the zipper, which is surprisingly screen accurate. I actually love the fact that they included the zipper. Now, one thing Hasbro has been struggling with is getting the paint right on the torso. You can see there is a mismatch from the paint here on his chest and the colored plastic right there. I wish Hasbro would add a few more layers of white, because that would make all the difference in the world. Because as it stands, they could use maybe one or two more coats of white paint just to make that match. Onto his belt, where we have another issue with quality control on mine. The colors are all there, but you can see it is slightly angled. Now, it's not the belt that's off-centered, it's the paint. The paint, unfortunately, is completely off-centered. You can see right there. Not the best job, but at least the Triceratops little sticker or coin right there is done perfectly. That's the only thing that really matters to me. And then from the waist down, it's the same as all the other Rangers except blue. Really do like that. It's a really nice sculpt. It looks like somebody actually exists in this suit and not just a buff dude in spandex, which I do like that. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get them compared to other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have the Blue Ranger posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we do have the Blue Ranger posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we have the Blue Ranger posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And for one final comparison, here we do have the Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger posed next to the Legacy Collection Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger and the movie version of the Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Billy's articulation. Now, like with all the other Rangers, we do have a ball joint here at the head. If you push it all the way down, we don't get any range, but if you move it just slightly up, we do get some slight up and down tilt and some really minuscule side to side. Does, of course, turn left and right, no problem. He does look about that high, which you can see the helmet actually butts up against the neck. Head does look down to about right there. Doesn't go any further, unfortunately. We do have a butterfly joint which goes back and forward, so really good range on that joint. Goes out to the side, better than horizontal, does a full 360. We have a swivel at the bicep. We have a double bend at the elbow, no issue there. We have a swivel and hinge at the wrist, works perfectly fine. We have a ball joint here at the torso. It's just a single ball joint, but it does go back, forward, side to side, and we get rotation. And just look at all that range. We have a reverse ab crunch, which does go back about that far, crunches forward about that far, so really good range there. Legs do kick forward, back, and out to the side. We of course get a swivel at the thigh, double bend at the knee, going all the way up, as you can see. Really do like that. We have a swivel at the boot, works no problem. Hinge in the ankle, goes back and forward, and then of course forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, really good articulation that we've come to know from the Lightning Collection. So what we're going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Blue Ranger pose for my final thoughts, and overall, really excited I did pick this guy up. This guy does bring back a lot of nostalgic memories because of growing up, my brother and I always had Power Ranger figures, and the two that we always had was a Red Ranger for me and a Blue Ranger for my brother. So having him in hand, it just brings back all those memories, and of course I am happy to finally sort of complete the original 5. We are missing a standard Black Ranger, but I do have the Walgreens exclusive Black Ranger. So I guess I kind of have all 5. But overall, really love the way Billy came out. I think the likeness to the actor is really good with this figure. They're just getting better and better, with the exception of Rocky. I think that one still sucks. But overall, this is still a really nice figure. The fact that they gave us both versions of the Power Lance, both the completed extended version and the dual wielding version, I think is a really good call on Hasbro's part. Now, can we only get the Blade Blasters to have both their folded and extended versions? That would be so nice. But other than that, I think Billy here is a wonderful addition to your collection. If you are looking for Billy, Series 5 of the Lightning Collection is starting to trickle out into stores at the time I'm making this video. Haven't seen it at Walmart or Target yet, but I did pick up mine from Amazon, so be on the lookout at your local stores because they're more than likely going to start stocking these guys soon. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other Power Ranger and Lightning Collection videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.